The waiting man pulled out a handsome watch, the lids of it set with small diamonds. 3 minutes to 10, he announced. It was exactly 10 o'clock when we parted here at the restaurant door. Did pretty well out west, didn't you? Asked the policeman. You bet. I hope Jimmy has done half as well. He was a kind of plodder, though, good fellow as he was. I've had to compete with some of the sharpest wits going to get my pile. A man gets in a grove in New York, it takes the West to put a razor edge on him. The policeman twirled his club and took a step or two. I'll be on my way. Hope your friend comes around all right. Going to call time on him sharp. I shouldn't say not, said the other. I'll give him half an hour at least. If Jimmy is alive on earth, he'll be here at that time. So long, officer. Good night, sir, said the policeman, passing on along his beat, trying doors as he went. Now, over here, the man who was waiting there, he pulled out his watch, which was a very good watch. It had its lid with small diamonds on it, and the time was 3 minutes to 10. And the promised time was that they would meet at 10 o'clock. So when we parted, he says it was 10 o'clock at the restaurant. Now, did pretty well out here, the policeman is asking this person, that you have done pretty well in the West, you have done well, because he sees the small diamond shining on his watch. So he understands that this person is really having a lot of money. So he asks, the policeman asks him, that you have done pretty well. So he says, yes, I hope Jimmy, my friend who is there here, also has done well. I have had to compete with some of the sharpest wits, means he has got to compete with some of the very clever people in the West when he was there to earn so much money. And he says that it takes a razor edge on him, means it was a real task for him to do well, but then he managed to earn a lot of money over there. The policeman twirled his club, the club that he was holding, one stick. He just twirled it, and then he took a few steps, and he said that I'll be on my way. Hope your friend, he tells this person, that hope your friend will come on time. And I should say not, said the other. He says that I hope he will come on time. I give him half an hour extra. I will be waiting here, as the promised time is 10 o'clock and he has not turned up. Then too, I will wait another half an hour more. Then the policeman wishes him good night, and then he says that I will go on my duty, because as he was patrolling there, he was on his duty there. He says that I will go on my duty now. You wait for your friend. So there was now a fine cold drizzle falling, and the wind had risen from its uncertain puffs into a steady blow. The few pedestrians in the neighborhood hurried dismally and silently along with coat collars turned high and pocketed hands. And in the door of the hardware store, the man who had come 1,000 miles to fill an appointment, uncertain almost to absurdity, with the friend of his youth, smoked his cigar and waited. Now, here the policeman goes away, and then there is a change in the weather, that it starts drizzling, and the wind also keeps blowing steadily. And then there are people seen, pedestrians means people walking around there, silently walking around, wearing coats and having their collars turned high, and their hands in their pockets. So all this shows that the weather was cold. And in the doorway of the hardware store, this man who had come 1,000 miles to meet his friend, he stood there waiting for his friend, and he smoked his cigar. About 20 minutes he waited, and then a tall man in a long overcoat with collar turned up to his ears hurried across from the opposite side of the street. He went directly to the waiting man. Is that you, Bob? He asked doubtfully. Is that you, Jimmy Wells? Cried the man in the door. Bless my heart, exclaimed the new arrival, grasping the other's hands with his own. It's Bob, sure as fate. I was certain I'd find you here if you were still in existence. Well, 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 20 years is a long time. The old restaurant's gone, Bob. I wish it had lasted so we could have had another dinner there. How was the West? How has the West treated you, old man? It has given me everything I asked it for. You've changed lots, Jimmy. I never thought you were so tall by 2 or 3 inches.